In today's video, I'm going to show you how to go from just an idea into a fully working app, just to show you how powerful AI development is today. So to get started, this is all I know about the idea. So I want to create an AI haircut app, and basically, a user can take a live photo or upload one, and then an AI model will analyze their face shape, hair type, and suggest different haircut styles. And then users can save the photos where they feel like their hair looks best to show barbers later. They can also browse popular haircuts to get inspiration on different styles and barber terminology, and they can locate and view the highest rated barbershops nearby with reviews and booking options. If you guys are curious where I got this startup idea, it's actually from the Half Baked newsletter, and I highly recommend you guys subscribing if you want to receive startup ideas every single day that you can act on and potentially make a lot of money. But I won't waste any more of your time, and let's go straight into development. So to get started with this project, I'm going to use Bolt.new in this video. Now there's plenty of other options you can use, such as Lovable, but I always like to change it up just to make sure I'm on top of what the best platform is. So now I'm signed in, I'm going to go ahead and just paste in all this text into Bolt. I'm going to add some extra details. So I'm going to say I want to create a Next.js 15 app. So the reason I'm writing Next.js is because it's just a easy to use React framework which combines the front end and back end together, and it makes it super easy to deploy onto platforms like Vercel. So I'm going to ask for Next.js 15 because it's the latest version. And I'm going to say, can you make it optimized for mobile? So I basically just want the layout of the app to work well on mobile phones, because that's how most people browse the internet today. So then I'm just going to say, please implement all of these features in a way which is intuitive to the end user. There should be pages for all the different features when necessary. So this is a pretty basic prompt, but I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to hit enter. So as you can see, Bolt has actually generated the full website, and I'm just going to see how much functionality it's created. So we have the capture page, and then we have a try-on page, the gallery's empty, and then the trends, and then the barbers that are nearby. So I'm now going to just send another prompt and kind of change a lot of things about this app just to make sure it's perfect. So looking at this immediately, I'm not the biggest fan of this picture. So I'm just going to say, this is supposed to feel like a mobile app. Please remove the image in the hero of the landing page. Because the only reason I'm saying this is that you usually wouldn't see a big image on a mobile app like this. And I'm sure you guys know this just by using various different apps on your phone. I'm also going to tell it to not have so many pages on the navigation bar. So I hope this kind of makes it more clear for Bolt what I want. So I don't really like this big image. I kind of want it to feel a lot like a mobile app. And then the trends and barber page can all be combined into the one homepage. So I'm just going to press send and see what Bolt comes up with. So as you can see, Bolt has changed the app massively, and I'm quite happy with what it's done. So we still have the try on button, but now you just can take a photo and then it will do the analysis. And this isn't actually functional yet, but I'm going to be making it functional in a minute. And then we also have the gallery, so the users can store their images just in local storage or something. So now we have the basic code for the app. We need to actually make it functional. So to do this, I'm going to bring it into Cursor so I can write all the backend functionality. So I'm just going to press the export button right here and press download. So as you can see, I've downloaded it now, and it's left me with a zip file, so I'm just going to open this up, and as you can see we have the project folder. So now I'm going to head into Cursor and open up this project folder. So as you can see, I have everything that Bolt has coded inside my IDE, so I just need to open a terminal window by heading up to the button terminal and press new terminal, and then I'm just going to type npm install. Now you'll need to make sure you have npm installed, and if you guys are interested, I can make a full video teaching you how to set up Cursor and all the different dependencies you need for programming. So as you can see, it's successfully installed all the packages, but there are 6 vulnerabilities, and this is basically due to the fact that Bolt and a lot of AI coders generally use old packages that they shouldn't really be using because the large language models are trained on historic data. As you can see, you can address some of these issues by running npm audit fix, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that and see what happens. As you can see by running that, it's actually reduced my vulnerabilities by 3. Now I'm just going to focus on getting the functionality of the program working. So I'm going to go ahead and type in npm run dev. So as you can see, it's now running on localhost 3000, and it's actually interesting that Bolt has used Next.js 13 when we're actually on version Next.js 15, and I did request it to use the latest version, but obviously Bolt's large language model isn't aware that Next.js 15 exists. This isn't a big issue for now, so I'm going to go ahead and just open up localhost 3000, and as you can see, we'll have the local version running on my laptop. So we have it all here, and now I'm going to actually program the functionality for the try on feature. So I'm just going to go back to cursor, and I'm going to ask the little chat box on the top right, please write an API endpoint. And just for reference, API stands for Application Programming Interface, and it's basically just some backend code that the front end can call. So as I've said, please write an API endpoint, which will pass the image that the user takes to OpenAI, to an OpenAI vision model. And I'm just going to go back to here to make sure I get the correct language. So as you can see, a user takes a live photo, and we want the AI to detect the face shape, hair type, and suggest haircut styles. So I'm just going to paste this in, and I just want it to, take the OpenAI vision model, and then the AI should detect the face shape, hair type, and suggest haircut styles. So I'm going to say, please make the prompts. So GPT responds with all the correct data, and then display it in the front end. So I've written this first prompt, so I'm just going to hit enter and see what happens. So as you can see, cursor has scanned through the entire code base and is now writing some API endpoints for us. So I'm just going to wait till it's fully generated. So now it's written all this code, I can just go ahead and press accept all. So I'm just going to have a scan through the code it's produced. So as you can see, it's written a prompt, and then it's going to post this to the GPT-4 Vision preview. Now I'm aware that this isn't actually a model that's available anymore, so I'm just going to switch it to GPT-4o Mini. Now these are just the little things that you kind of need to research as a developer, because naturally large language models are a little bit behind, but I could have actually added context to the cursor model by just typing at and then just doing OpenAI official, and then cursor would have had better context. So these are just little things that I should improve on as an AI developer. As you can see, the system prompt is just, you are a helpful assistant for hair and face analysis, and then you're going to pass the text and then also the image URL. So I'm just going to remove the max tokens from this. And as you can see, cursor is automatically asking if I want to change the response format to JSON object. So I'm just go ahead and do this by hitting the tab button. So we have this API endpoint, and there's no point in me reading through this forever. I might as well just check and see how it works. But before I do that, I'm going to have to provide an OpenAI API key. As you can see, in the third line of code, cursor defined a constant called OpenAI API key, and it's loading this in from the computer's environment variables. But I always like to do it in a .env.local file. So I'm just going to create this file, .env.local, and then I have to find, as you can see, it's called OpenAI API key. So I'm just going to copy this in and hit the equals button, and then I'm going to paste in an OpenAI key. So I'm going to quickly show you how to get this. All you have to do is head to platform.openai.com, and then you just need to log in to your OpenAI account. So as you can see, I'm just going to hit the login button, and I'm going to type in my credentials, and I'm just going to cut to when I'm logged in. So all you have to do is head to the dashboard button at the top right, and then just go ahead and go down to API keys. And as you can see, I've created lots of API keys in the past. So I'm just going to create a new secret key, and I'm just going to call this YouTube video, and then I'm going to press create secret key. Now you should never share your API key, but I'm actually going to delete this before I make this video live, so I'm happy to share it with you guys. So I'm going to hit the copy button, and then I'm going to paste this into the .env.local file. So now, as you can see, the program is automatically reloaded with the environment variables. So if I go back to localhost, I'm going to see how the app runs. So I'm not sure how well the webcam is going to work on the try on while I'm currently recording my face for the screen recording. So I'm just going to disable my face cam. So I'm just going to go ahead and press the start camera button. I'm going to have to allow this website access my camera, so I'm just going to press allow while visiting the site. And as you can see, I have the camera here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a photo. So as developing always goes, I've gotten an error. So I'm just going to paste this into cursor and see if it can fix it. So I've just created a new chat in cursor by pressing the plus button, and I'm going to paste in the error, and I'm just going to say, I got this while taking a photo for analysis. I'm also just going to remind cursor of the functionality I want. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit enter. So as you can see, cursor is detailing what the error is, and it's basically because my app is set to give a static export. And this isn't the case. So I'm going to go ahead and go to nextconfig.js. I'm going to remove this line, and that should fix the issues I'm having. So I'm going to go ahead and save the file. And as you can see, Next.js server has automatically reloaded due to the change in the config file. And I can go ahead and go back to the local host. So I'm going to go ahead and try take an image again. So now it's analyzing the photo. So I'm really interested to see what result it's going to give. So as you can see, it's saying I have an oval face shape, which seems about right, and my hair type's wavy. So it's giving me this recommendation, And it's also said that I should have a classic pompadour hairstyle, textured crop, side part. So it's just recommended some haircuts, which could be good for me. And then it's going to tell me what I should tell the barber. So I'm just curious if this should change. Yeah, so it's awesome. This stuff is changing depending on what hairstyle I want to have, and then how to style, and the maintenance level, and then what it's best for. So I actually think this is pretty cool. And I can also have the gallery. So I'm just curious to see if I take another photo, because I've just accidentally deleted it. So I'm just curious, if I press the save button, will it actually save to my local storage? So as you can see, it's given this pop-up. I'm just going to X off this and go back to the gallery. And as you can see, it's saved the photo, which is great functionality. So I'm pretty happy with all the functionality I could program in a single hour. If you guys are looking for more app ideas you should program, I highly recommend checking out Half Baked Newsletter.